4 years ago this week, Trayvon Martin, a 17-year-old black youth, was shot and killed by George Zimmerman. George Zimmerman has, of course, been in the news since this. George Zimmerman was ultimately acquitted. We followed that case very, very closely, Lewis, and it was one of the more interesting cases. The trial itself was more like 3 years ago, although the incident was 4 years ago. And I still am just stunned at how people could have looked at the situation and said George Zimmerman was not guilty there. It was shocking to me. The idea, of course, of stand your ground, ultimately not even really a factor. It was a confrontation that George Zimmerman caused, and thus stand your ground was not even really an issue, and it actually was not even used in the case, in the trial. Regardless, the jurors saying, yeah, not guilty, in what still is completely perplexing to me.
Yes, I think that we concluded that if Trayvon Martin attacked, I guess you could say attacked, or he was probably defending himself against an aggressor with a gun who happened to be actively trying to get this young man to attack him so he could shoot him. And then we saw a long, I guess, spree of crazy, violent, oftentimes with a gun incidents with this guy. And it was very clear that he is a disturbed, violent, aggressive man, and he really should be behind bars.
Yeah, after his acquittal, George Zimmerman had a bunch of run-ins with police, including being arrested once for allegedly beating his girlfriend. He was caught with guns, potentially even the gun he used to kill Trayvon Martin, which, of course, legally speaking, was not used in the commission of a crime and then was given back to him. And numerous incidents with different girlfriends. How is this guy even getting girlfriends, Lewis? I mean, you lived in Florida for years. Do you understand something about Florida that would explain how he gets girlfriends?
I don't think this has anything to do with Florida. I think that we know that villains tend to have a following, and that there are women who will flock to a male villain like George Zimmerman. I mean, he's quasi-famous, I guess. And
he's
a
notorious,
villain.
if nothing else.
Yeah, and maybe some of these women really like guns.
You've said many times that you believe George Zimmerman is a ticking time bomb and that ultimately he is going to explode and end up in jail or prison for a while. Do you still believe that? It's been quiet for a little while.
Even after some of the incidents that we discussed after the trial, probably should have been enough to put him in jail at least for a little while. But yes, I do think we will see that something like that will happen.
We haven't heard the last of good old George, is what you're saying.
I really doubt it. After everything we've heard, after everything that has happened, I really doubt it.